The 10 popular health trends you shouldn't try in 2025. New fitness and diet hacks constantly emerge, often promoted by influencers promising quick fixes. However, experts caution that many viral health trends come from non-medical sources and can backfire. As Dr. Alfred Talia of Rutgers notes, some trends may actually exacerbate the problem you are trying to solve. They are nutritionally bereft of essential components. Nutrition and sleep specialists warn that rather than sticking to the proven basics, whole foods, consistent routines, exercise, people chase novelty, even risky ones. Below are 10 widely hyped 2025 health trends, from diets to DIY remedies that carry little benefit and possible harm. Each trend is explained, critiqued by science or experts, and illustrated with examples. Carnivore diet. The carnivore diet is an all-meat eating plan, meat, eggs, cheese, and no plant foods, that has gone viral in some wellness circles. It promises weight loss and improved complexion by eliminating sugars and carbs. Its popularity stems from celebrity endorsements and the appeal of a simple, high-protein plan. However, Harvard epidemiologists and dietitians warned this extreme regimen lacks fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Walter Willett of Harvard notes that cutting out fruits and vegetables means missing carotenoids and polyphenols that protect against chronic diseases, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's. At the same time, carnivore diets deliver very high levels of saturated fat and cholesterol, which can raise heart disease risk. In practice, someone on this diet might eat bacon, steak, and butter all day and notice some short-term weight loss. But scientists point out that any improvements are likely due to calorie reduction, not the meat itself. Over time, a meat-only diet can cause nutrient deficiencies, digestive issues from zero fiber, and higher LDL cholesterol. For example, a muscle builder eating nothing but burgers might bulk up quickly but is also missing fiber and plant-based nutrients known to support gut and heart health. Internal shower with chia seed water. The internal shower is a trendy constipation remedy where one mixes a tablespoon or two of chia seeds into a glass of water, lets them swell into a gel, then quickly drinks it down. The idea is that the gelatinous chia will lubricate the intestines and relieve constipation. It's popular on social media as an easy fiber boost for instant relief, especially among people seeking natural laxatives. In reality, nutrition experts caution that this can backfire. Chia seeds are indeed high in fiber, but swallowing a big gloppy gel all at once, especially without enough additional water, can actually worsen constipation and cause gas or cramping. Cleveland Clinic dietitian Beth Trewoni notes that if you consume a lot of fiber, be sure you're also gulping down a lot of water, or you might end up with some pretty unpleasant digestive issues, including constipation, bloating, and gas. In practice, someone might try an internal shower after an otherwise fiber-poor day and find the opposite effect. The thick mass of fiber can bind up if it isn't fully hydrated. Experts advise gradually increasing fiber from whole foods instead of relying on such quick hacks. An example scenario: a person hoping to fix occasional constipation with the chia water ends up feeling bloated and gassy, having ignored that their overall diet still lacks fruits, vegetables, and fluids. Chlorophyll water detox. Chlorophyll water refers to adding liquid chlorophyll drops, actually chlorophyllin, a green plant extract, to water with claims like detoxing the body, curing acne, or boosting energy. It has become a popular morning routine on TikTok and Instagram. Influencers tout a vibrant green drink as a sort of super juice. However, medical experts say there's no credible evidence for these bold claims. Registered dietitians point out that most research on chlorophyll is old and not relevant to humans drinking it as a tonic. As Cleveland Clinic's Beth Trewoni summarizes, there's very little evidence to back any of the hype around chlorophyll supplements. MD Anderson Cancer Center similarly notes that although chlorophyll naturally contains antioxidants, few of the health claims for supplements are backed by scientific evidence, aside from trivial effects, like a possible minor skin benefit. In fact, chlorophyll sold in bottles is usually chlorophyllin, a processed form with copper added, and drinking it is essentially like taking a green dye. Experts like Vijaya Sarampati, UCLA, emphasize that pop science stories of chlorophyll causing sudden symptom relief are anecdotal. A nutrition professor explains, a red rash cleared after chlorophyll was likely just coincidence or placebo. Worse, mass-marketed drops can cause side effects. Some people report stomach upset or diarrhea after too much chlorophyllin. For example, someone with acne might drink chlorophyll water nightly but see no change, because any skin improvement is really from underlying factors, diet, hygiene, or placebo, not the drink. In short, while steeping parsley or spinach in water is harmless, it's not a medicine, and no social media post will turn it into one. Lemon coffee for weight loss. The lemon coffee trend advises squeezing lemon juice into your coffee or espresso and drinking it first thing in the morning, claiming it will melt fat. This hack has spread on TikTok and wellness blogs. Its appeal comes from combining two seemingly healthy habits, black coffee and lemon, and spin the idea they synergize for weight loss. In reality, nutrition experts say it's baseless. The only way to lose weight is to burn more calories than you consume, and neither lemon nor coffee has a magic metabolism booster beyond what their ingredients normally do. Healthline explicitly debunks the fat loss claim. Ultimately, neither lemon nor coffee can melt off fat. The only way to get rid of unwanted fat is by consuming fewer calories or burning more of them. In practice, adding a sour wedge to your cup is simply acidic and might even make the drink harder to enjoy. The lemon curdles milk in a latte. Cardiologists also warn that lemon's citric acid could irritate acid-sensitive stomachs, but it poses no serious harm. For example, someone might try lemon coffee after a viral video and find the taste unpleasant. They won't necessarily lose weight faster. Any calorie deficit from cutting sweets or cream is due to eating less, not the lemon. As Baylor College of Medicine dietitians put it, mixing them has not shown additional benefit, nor weight loss properties. A more reliable strategy would be to stick with black coffee or lemon water separately and focus on overall diet quality. Oatsempic, oats plus lime drink. Oatsempic is a tongue-in-cheek name for a blended oat drink, typically half a cup of oats blended with water and a squeeze of lime, sometimes mimicking the diabetes drug Ozempic. A new meme claims this concoction suppresses appetite and mimics Ozempic's effects for fast weight loss. Its popularity comes from the punny name and hope of an easy fix. In truth, registered dietitians and the Mayo Clinic emphasize there is zero evidence for any unique benefit. Mayo nutritionists explain that if this drink leads to weight loss, it's only because it is low in calories and filling, the same way any plain oatmeal would be. Sure, the drink can help weight loss, but so can drinking any beverage here, as long as you're in a caloric deficit, one dietitian notes. The actual science is that oats are high in fiber, beta-glucan, which helps you feel full, and adding lime does nothing beyond flavor. Mayo experts remind us that half a cup of regular oatmeal would produce nearly identical satiety. In fact, many people doing Oatsempic may also be practicing intermittent fasting or cutting other foods, skipping breakfast, so calories drop naturally. For example, a teenager trying this trend after a fast might eat fewer total calories anyway, but it's not the oatmeal drink that's special, it's just basic nutrition at work. As one dietitian sums up, these single-ingredient hacks are gimmicks. There is no one-size-fits-all diet. We've gone through these single-food diet trends for years, many of which don't truly help people lose weight and keep it off. Mouth taping for sleep. In the mouth taping trend, people place a strip of skin-safe tape over their lips before bed to force nasal breathing. It's promoted online for reducing snoring, easing mild sleep apnea, or preventing dry mouth. The idea catches on because nose breathing can be healthier than chronic mouth breathing. However, sleep doctors strongly advise against this DIY fix for most people. Recent reviews find no high-quality evidence that taping your mouth at night helps normal sleepers, and it can even be dangerous for those with sleep-disordered breathing. Dr. Brian Rotenberg, an ENT specialist, explains that taping creates contact irritation in the nose, causing congestion and inflammation. People then see mucus rush out when the tape is removed as the nose reacts to the irritant. His research warns taping may worsen underlying issues and might restrict airflow. In fact, a 2025 medical review found no proven benefits and highlighted serious risks. If a taped sleeper has an unexpected nasal obstruction, like a stuffy nose, they could suffocate. Rotenberg emphasizes, Taping the mouth shut during sleep is dangerous, especially among those who may not be aware they have sleep apnea, increasing strain on the heart and lungs. A practical example, a man with mild snoring tries tape one night and wakes panicked when he feels choking, as his nose was partially blocked by congestion. Instead of hacks, experts suggest established sleep hygiene, regular bedtime, nasal strips or CPAP when needed, and avoiding screens before bed. Beef tallow as skin moisturizer. The beef tallow trend involves rubbing rendered cow fat, solid animal fat, on your skin as a natural moisturizer. Some TikTok influencers rave about applying raw beef fat to face, claiming it hydrates and even fights acne. However, dermatologists largely reject this practice. While tallow contains some fatty acids, medical experts point out it is highly comedogenic, meaning it can clog pores. As dermatologist Maya Thosani warns, tallow is highly comedogenic and pore clogging, so it will likely cause acne. The grease and oleic acid content in tallow can trap dirt and irritate skin, often leading to breakouts or inflammation rather than clear skin. Plus, unlike cosmetic creams formulated to balance oils, raw animal fat carries impurities. Researchers even note that certain formulations of beef tallow increased skin irritation and sun sensitivity in tests. Real-world reports echo this. People using plain beef tallow have complained of greasy residue and a strong meaty odor. For example, someone with acne-prone skin might smear beef tallow on a healing pimple for moisture, but notice it only made pores congested. Skin doctors advise that any benefit is trivial compared to commercial emollients. One dermatologist quips that if you're looking for hydrating fatty acids, there are gentler plant-derived butters like shea or mango that hydrate without clogging. In short, beef tallow is not an effective clinical skincare treatment. It's an old cooking fat that just smells old. Lettuce water for sleep. Lettuce water is a viral wellness hack. Steep romaine lettuce in hot water, then drink it like a bedtime tea, supposedly to help you fall asleep. It's trendy on wellness blogs because lettuce contains lactusacarium, a compound long thought, without proof, to be mildly sedative. Some social media posts hype that a warm lettuce tea works better than melatonin. In practice, the science doesn't support this. Nutrition experts emphasize that any real sleep-calming component of lettuce, like trace compounds, would be negligible in a cup of water. Lab studies have largely failed to replicate a sleep benefit from plain lettuce. Cleveland Clinic nutritionists reviewed the data and found no robust evidence. A 2020 study saw no sedative effect from eating lettuce. They conclude there are no concrete health benefits to lettuce water and no hard evidence that it will help you sleep better. Essentially, drinking lettuce-infused water is as likely to be placebo as panacea. It's fairly harmless. A cup of light lettuce tea won't hurt you, but don't expect miracle results. Anecdotally, someone who sips lettuce water nightly after a tired day probably still falls asleep due to natural fatigue, not the drink. Experts suggest focusing on proven sleep hygiene instead. Keep a regular sleep schedule, avoid screens before bed, and address stress. In other words, skipping a shower or Googling odd tricks won't replace the basic habits that actually improve sleep. Hair training, skipping shampoo. Hair training is a social media fad where people try to wash their hair extremely infrequently, even weeks, in hopes of training the scalp to produce less oil. Influencers claim that over time, hair stays silkier longer and color lasts without frequent shampooing. In reality, dermatologists say there's no magical reprogramming. Oil production is largely genetic and hormonal. In fact, dermatology reports warn this practice can backfire. Healthline reports experts warning that prolonging wash times lets oil, dirt, dead skin, and product residue build up on the scalp. This buildup can provoke dandruff, itching, irritation, and even inflammation of hair follicles. One study found that lower wash frequency was actually linked to a higher risk of hair shedding, likely from the irritated scalp. Aesthetic doctor Fariha Anwar notes you could even trigger seborrheic dermatitis, intense dandruff, if yeast overgrows in the oily environment. In short, skipping shampoo routinely tends to worsen scalp health for many people, not improve it. There is no one-size rule. Those with very dry or curly hair might comfortably go longer between washes, but going excessively long usually results in greasiness and odor. A typical example, A young woman tries the 30-day no-wash challenge she saw online, but by day 2, her hair feels heavy and oily. By day 10, she notices flaking and notices her scalp itching, classic signs of seborrheic dermatitis. In contrast, a balanced approach works better. Wash hair when it actually looks oily or dirty. As one dermatologist puts it bluntly, hair training is a myth. Your scalp just wants to be cleaned regularly, not locked in a grease factory. Garlic for sinus relief. A peculiar trend that has circulated online is stuffing cloves of garlic into the nostrils to clear congestion. Videos show people placing peeled garlic halves in each nostril, and then, supposedly, mucus streams out. Garlic is known for health benefits when eaten, but ENT doctors warn that in the nose, it's an irritant, not a cure. Dr. Neil Bhattacharya of Mass Eye and Ear explains that the garlic clove causes chemical irritation to the sensitive nasal lining, prompting the nose to produce more mucus as a defense. When the garlic is removed, this sudden rush of mucus may look like a cleaning effect, but it's actually the tissue reacting with inflammation. Worse, the irritation can lead to swelling, making congestion and even swelling worse. As Bhattacharya says, this can become dangerous because of the irritation, swelling, and inflammation it can cause, making a minor problem much worse. In practice, someone might try this after a cold, expecting relief, but end up with a burning, stinging nose and prolonged stuffiness. ENT specialists also warn of possible chemical burns or infection risk from inserting raw garlic in a delicate membrane. Instead of garlic shoving, doctors recommend proven remedies, saline nasal sprays, steam inhalation, or menthol rubs for short-term relief. In short, don't resort to vampire hygiene. Rubbing garlic on dinner might boost immunity, but jamming cloves up your nose only sickens the lining and worsens congestion. If you found this information useful, please like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on our latest practical health tips. New videos are released regularly. Don't miss out.